Welcome back to Living Local. The HAVlife Memorial Foundation is a local nonprofit dedicated to preventing lost potential. Through local school systems, community organizations, and generous individuals, HAVlife helps to carry out the big dreams of local kids. Joining me in studio, we have Julian VanderVelde. He is Camp MVP Chair, also a former NFL player and Iowa Hawkeye Player, and Michelle Sarb from Rock Valley Physical Therapy. You guys, thank you so much for being here.
It's our pleasure. Thanks for having us.
So what is the HAVlife Camp MVP?
So the Camp MVP is a unique camp experience here to the area. When I was growing up and being recruited coming out of high school, it was a little bit different than it is today, right? We didn't have all the social media, but also you could go to 2 or 3 camps in the summer, go to, hit Iowa, Michigan, and Oklahoma, and they would have coaches from hundreds of smaller schools across the country who were there just to get eyes on kids who maybe, not everyone can go D1, but, maybe they could pick up somebody who was going to fall through the cracks who they thought was a real talent. And that kind of went away in the years after my recruitment out of high school. And it's something that I think is sorely missed. It's something that we're going to try and bring back to the area. So we'll have a couple of different age groups within this camp. For younger kids, there will be a little bit more of the coaching element, the teaching, the fundamentals of the game from some former players and whatnot. And then for the older kids, this is an opportunity for them to get real hands-on coaching from actual college coaches. We've got commitments from Augustana, St. Ambrose, Wartburg, a couple other schools. So they're going to be sending some coaches down to help not just coach these kids and take them through some more competitive drills, but also to instill in them kind of the expectation of what you need to do not only at the high school level to get to the college level, but how to be successful at that college level. All in all, we're just trying to get some kids a little college paid for if we can.
Yeah, no kidding. So how did you get involved in this personally, Julian?
So I've known Mike VanderVelde for a long time. I've been involved with HAVlife in several capacities over the years. And it's one of the better organizations that I've ever been around. It's well run. Everything that they do is top notch. So when they asked me to be a part of it, I was just, I was kind of overwhelmed by that opportunity.
And Michelle, how did Rock Valley Physical Therapy get involved?
So our CEO, Mike Horsfield, was involved with HAVlife, and when he and Mike VanderVelde started talking about this All-Star Camp, they kind of roped me in as our philanthropy chair. So it was kind of Mike and Mike putting their heads together, and then they created the team around it. Wow.
So, and you mentioned a little bit about what will set this camp apart from other football camps, but what can kiddos expect during the camp?
We'll have 2 days that are primarily teaching focused. Right, the younger kids will be taken through drills. We'll go through the fundamentals, a lot of teaching and learning during that time. We'll have some speakers, talk to the kids about the game of football and about life and just kind of development. The older kids will have a little bit more of a competitive time. They'll get a little bit more hands-on coaching, and then at the end, we'll also have a combine for kids to be able to test themselves in things like the 40-yard dash and the shuttle, the broad jump, the high jump. Just get some of those baseline things that kids like to see on a stat sheet that a lot of schools look at. Everybody kind of thinks about the combine when they think of development in the NFL and going to the next level. So that's kind of where most of that will take place.
All right, I think that's so important to have that combine at the culmination of the camp to be able to test those skills that you've been learning about for 2 days. So where will the HAVlife Camp MVP be held, and what is the cost?
It'll be up at the Betplex. They've been gracious enough to help us with their facilities, and it will be June 8th and 9th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. On the 8th, and 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. On the 9th. It'll be $150 for both the camp and the combine, but students also have the opportunity to only enroll in the camp or only in the combine for a lower fee than that. And we also have some scholarships available for those who might need a little financial assistance.
All right, that is a great opportunity. So tell me a little bit about Camp MVP Undefined by Disabilities.
So that is the special needs portion of our camp. The first year we did this, we just did football, and then we kind of roped in some cheerleaders. So we have this camp open to boys and girls. The girls can play football, the boys can cheer, whoever wants to do whatever is fine. So we run a shorter camp from 2 to 4 on June 8th. This portion of camp will be indoors to accommodate for any heat sensitivity that may come up with kids with different medical issues. So this camp functions slightly differently. So the coaches that are working with the skills camp will circle through to the special needs portion, and basically we try to accommodate for those special needs that maybe would keep a kid from going to a more typical camp. So for football, they'll run through drills, they'll have a chance to show off their moves. For cheerleading, we bring in some local cheerleading coaches, and they bring parts of their squad to teach our cheerleaders a routine. So then at the end, kind of the culmination, the big moment is our cheerleaders perform, our football players get to run through their tunnel and high-five their teammates and coaches, and it's really kind of just a great day.
And what do you hope the players take away from the special needs camp?
I think it's kind of a great equalizer. You know, the kids with special needs don't get to do a lot of these camps, and kids that do these camps don't necessarily see the special needs kids doing it. So it's a great way to just put everybody on the same level.
Yeah, it's great that you guys are really fostering a very inclusive environment with this camp. And I'm curious, what does it mean for the coaches like you, Julian, there to be involved in something like this?
It's incredible. It's not an opportunity that's presented very often. And you know, when the Legends of Iowa camp was around the Quad Cities, you know, this was a part of their camp as well. And it was something that we always looked forward to as coaches, the opportunity to work with these kids who you don't see on a daily basis when you are you know, coaching football or when you're playing football. You know, their heart, their drive, their passion, it's on a completely different level because of the things that they've had to go through in life naturally, and it's infectious. Their positive attitude and their energy is absolutely infectious, and it really gets inside you and makes the whole thing a lot of fun.
Julian, Michelle, thank you guys so much for being here and telling us about the camps. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, if you want some more information on Camp MVP, you can visit HAVlife.org. We'll also have more details posted on our quadcities.com. More Living Local rolls on right after this. Stay with us.